Hey guys, Jules here and my mother.
Hi everybody.
So this is a Mother's Day video and that's why my mom's here, but also she had to make an appearance on this channel because we've been talking about her for so many videos. So she had to make an appearance on this channel finally, and I don't think this is going to be the last one if I can get her to do another video with me. Anyways, so we're going to be talking about our favorite mother figures from books, and I wanted to say that the Egyptian Mother's Day is on March 21st. This video goes out on March 20th, but yeah, because and the British, when is the British Mother's Day?
It was last Sunday.
Yeah, okay, that was...
Yes, it was last Sunday.
Okay. Anyway, so I'll let my mother start talking about her favorite mother figure in a book.
Okay, now a book that I really enjoyed that had a lot of mother figures is a book called The Good Daughter, My Mother's Hidden Life. Now you might find it awkward that the main title is The Good Daughter and then the subtitle is My Mother's Hidden Life. In this book, it's a memoir by Jasmine Dartsnick, and actually we see 4 generations of women, 3 of them mothers. We see the great-grandmother, the grandmother, the mother, and Jasmine Dartsnick, because it is a memoir. Now, when I read this novel, there are several things that came to my mind. First, when I was choosing it, it really grabbed my attention because it has daughter and mother in the title. This is one thing. Another thing, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the cover is of a mother giving us her back and with her young daughter, and it's obvious that the events take place not in a Western community, because the mother is wearing what is known in Iran as a chowder. I hope I'm getting it right. And she has with her a young daughter who is also wearing clothes that don't seem to be very Western. And it looks like they're escaping from something. And the background is also yellow, which gives the impression that it's like a desert and so on. And I really felt that this cover was made especially this way, although to be very honest, it doesn't have a lot to do with the content, because there is no mother escaping in a desert with a young child like this and wearing a chowder. But I felt that they were building on the success of maybe a memoir who had came out earlier. It was a movie. I don't know if it was based on a book or not, but I think it was called Not Without My Daughter. And Not Without My Daughter was an escape, the recounting of an escape of a mother from Iran with her daughter. So I think that the cover is a little bit misleading, and I think also that it's misleading, the title also is misleading, because although it is My Mother's Hidden Life, yet the main title is The Good Daughter. And the memoir is not about the daughter, it's about the mother of the writer. Anyhow, the memoir is really great. I really got into it. It's so interesting. It took me to Iran mostly before the Islamist revolution in 1979, and then afterwards. As I said earlier, there are 4 mothers. There are 3 mothers and 4 women: the great-grandmother, the mother, the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter, who is Jasmine Dartsnick. And if Jasmine Dartsnick had not mentioned, or actually it's mentioned on the cover of the book on the back, that it is a memoir. Had she not said that this was a memoir, I would have thought it to be a novel, because personally I think this is for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it is very literary. The style of writing is very literary. And also because Jasmine Darznik has other writings, so it gives an impression that she is a writer by profession. So this gives an impression that it's more of a novel than a memoir. And also because most memoirs I have read are the memoirs of famous people, politicians, presidents, famous feminists. So all the people mentioned are people who are well known and historical events that we all know and so on. This book has politics at the very back of the book. It's mainly about the life of these 4 women at home. Most of the book it takes place in a home, in homes in general, in kitchens, motherly love, motherly care. The kitchen is always very warm. There is always stew cooking on the stove. There are always guests, and the mothers, preparing food for guests and feeding pomegranate. Is that how it's said? Pomegranate?
I guess.
Okay, pomegranate.
This
Anyway.
is going to be a theme on this channel.
Okay. So it's very warm. The thing that I could get out of it was love and warmth between the different generations of mothers in the book. Of course, we do see Jasmine Darznik herself is a 2nd generation Iranian woman in America. Her mother was the 1st generation American Iranian and immigrant, and they, like many Iranians, they immigrated to the States when the 1979 revolution took place. So if you like memoirs, if you are into memoirs, if you are into novels, if you are searching for a novel to read that is not set in a Western setting, if you want to read about mothers in general, it is a very interesting book to read. And also it made me fall in love with the Iranian culture and traditions as well, because they also have a lot of similarity to Egyptian traditions. Like, for example, there are arranged marriages, the marriage where the mother did not see her bridegroom until the evening of their marriage.
You mean the bride?
Yes, that was the mother.
Okay.
That's the mother of Jasmine.
Got it.
Okay, when boys are born, they are circumcised. So there are a lot of social traditions that are very close to the traditions we had in Egypt some time ago. This has really made me fall in love with the Iranian culture, and that has made me read other books about Iran and about the Islamist revolution as well. If you are into memoirs, read this. If you don't like memoirs, read this, because it reads like a novel. As I said before, if you want to read something not set in a Western setting, you can read this. If you are looking for warmth and motherly figures, please read this.
Okay, so I have no idea how on earth I'm going to top that. My book is going to look like a loser after what she said. But yeah, that I had to put this in mind, when I asked her to do a video with me. So anyways, A List of Cages by Robin Rowe is one of my absolute favorite books. It sits on my top shelf, and I have not enough words to describe how much I love this book. And the mother figure I want to talk about is Adam's mother. Let me explain who Adam is. By the way, I did not intend to match with the book, but it just happened, so I'm really happy about this. Anyways, so Adam is a senior in high school, and he meets Julian, who I do not remember. He's 14. I don't remember his grade. Maybe he's like a freshman, or he's in the last year of middle school. I really don't remember. Anyways, I do remember clearly that he is 14. And when Julian was 9, he lost his parents in a car accident, and he has no other family, no other relatives except his uncle, who is his aunt's husband. But the aunt is also, she also passed away. Anyways, so when he was 9 and he lost his parents, Adam and his mother, Adam's mother, adopted him. He was her her foster child, and I don't know why. I remember, I think she is a social worker. Like Adam's mother is a social worker. I think that was mentioned, or she's a teacher. I don't know. She has this very motherly job. I cannot remember exactly what it is because I've read this 2 years ago. I really want to reread it, but I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to reread it because something really horrible happens in this book, and of course no spoilers. Anyways, for some reason Julian and Adam are separated. When Julian's uncle appears, he says, no, I want to adopt him, and he is, his uncle, so he's technically the only family that is left, and yeah, so he has kind of a right to adopt him. And throughout the book, my favorite thing in this book, to be very honest, wasn't the mother, but there's an aspect there that Adam has ADHD, and the way she deals with it and the way she deals with Julian, it was amazing. She had this like natural mothery feelings that she was just, I don't know, like I think she understood her child really well, Adam, and she was very open to Julian, and she contributed hugely in his recovery, from Julian's recovery, because of that awful thing that happened in the book that we're not going to talk about. And yeah, and I just loved her, and I loved how her kindness and her like motherness, I do realize this is not a word, but anyways, her motherness also is reflected in her kid, in Adam, because Adam has a very caring personality. He is the one who technically saved Julian, and I just love how this is I don't know I don't know, this is like portrayed in the book. I love it so much, and yeah, I love this book so much. I can never shut up about it, and I can never give an amazing review unlike Mom. So yeah, I'm just going to shut up now. I just want to say before we head on to another part of this video, that mothers in general, in YA, this book is categorized YA, and mothers in YA aren't represented that well, and I don't like it. Like, most of the YA I read isn't just always the parents or the mother, is just this very far figure, this very non-present even at certain points. And don't get me wrong, I quarrel with my mother all the time, and it was hard for me when I was younger. Honestly, at some points in life, I really did feel like my mother didn't get me. Sorry. Anyways, but it's just portrayed in a way that is so, I don't want to say unrealistic, but like unfair. Like, I want to like more mother figures in young adult books, because there are some great mothers out there, and yeah, and I just hope that mothers can be represented better in YA books. I'm done. Okay, so the next part of this video, I'm going to be asking my mother 3 questions, that are related to books or motherhood or both, and she is going to ask me 3 questions in return. Okay, so my first question is, what's your favorite bookish memory with me?
Okay, there are a lot of bookish memories, but the favorite one is that when I used to tuck you in when you were like about 1.5, 2 years old. I would take you into your bedroom, put you in bed, lie down in bed next to you and read you something from a book. Then I'd fall asleep and you'd go outside and spend the rest of the evening with your dad.
Yeah, that sounds like me. I can't say I exactly remember, to be very honest. I remember, I mean, in earlier years, like when I was like 4 or 5, when she used to tuck me in for school, I remember like I would just stay awake and wait for her to fall asleep, and I would sneak outside and watch TV and wait for my father to return from work, because at that time he returned like 10 p.m. around that, maybe even later. So I would just, and my bedtime was like what, 8, 9? 9. So yeah, I would just, yeah, she was a very quick sleeper, so I would just wait for her to fall asleep and I would sneak out and watch TV, Tom and Jerry very specifically, until my father returned. Yeah, that was that. Okay, so the next question is, what is a book that is like a different genre from what you usually read, that got you out of your comfort zone, that you thought you wouldn't like it very much, but you ended up loving?
Okay, that book was All the Light We Cannot See.
Okay, did not see that coming.
Yes, actually at the beginning I bought the book based on reviews, and because it remained the bestseller with the New York Times for such a long time, so like I felt that I had to read it. When I started reading it, it takes place in the wartime, in the Second World War, so like not my really favorite genre, but yeah, and when I started it, I really had a very hard time getting into it for 2 reasons. The language is very difficult, and I'm an English language teacher, but I am telling you that the language is very difficult. And the second thing is that it's not linear, it's not chronological. You keep on coming and going, like from the beginning of the war till the end of the war, and I like, you know, kept on moving back and forth, trying to figure out what's happening, and like forgetting who was that person over there at the end of the war and who's that now.
Let me go back and check who's that. I know,
so,
I can relate.
But it is a really good book, and by coincidence also it has 2 very motherly figures. Although both of them are not actual mothers, yani both of them do not have children, have never given birth to children, but there are 2 very motherly figures in that book also. So that is a book I really also recommend.
Nice. So next question. What kick-started you into reading?
Okay, that's a nice question. When I was 8, and I was living in England at the time, my dad took me on a walk. He didn't tell me where we were going. We walked like for 2 bus stops, and it turned out that he was taking me to a public library.
Nice.
So he took me in. He made me a membership in the library, and according to that membership, I was allowed to borrow 3 books at a time. Check out 3 books at a time for 3 weeks.
That's good.
And there was a huge section in the library for children's books. And they were really very attractive. And all sorts of books and volumes of fairy tales, and you know.
I really feel that.
Yes,
I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yes, so that was the thing that kick-started me into reading.
That is very similar to our story. Like, yeah, I love that. I mean, you were offered books when you were really young, and you did the exact same for me. And we are two generations of amazing readers, and I absolutely love that. I want to do that to my children as well, honestly. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, now I want to ask you also 3 questions.
Okay.
The first one is, what is your favorite genre?
Till now, it's YA. Honestly, I mean, I read sci-fi, only one book, Ready Player One. I said that in the previous video, and it was amazing. And I've read fantasy, but I find fantasy at certain points very hard to read. I mean, I have to be extremely focused on what I'm reading because it's like word building. It's who can do stuff and who can't, and you have to really focus like on everything you read while you're reading fantasy. I've read also dystopian, and I enjoy that so much. I don't like it, but definitely till now YA is my favorite genre, and honestly I haven't yet discovered any adult fiction. To be very honest, I'm trying to remember any adult fiction I've read. Can you remember adult fiction?
Adult fiction?
Yeah.
You've read classics?
Yeah, well, classics, but I don't know, like there's a genre, you know, like adult fiction. I don't think I've ventured enough in that. So maybe that will change in time, but right now it's YA, definitely YA.
Okay, and what is your least favorite genre?
Okay,
that's my second question.
This is a genre I didn't even try to read, to be very honest, but it's horror. I don't want to read horror.
Neither have I.
I don't want to step near a horror book, to be very honest with you. I can like experiment with dark fantasy, or like wait, I'll get it. Yeah, Caroline by Neil Gaiman, and also I have his book The Ocean at the End of the Lane, and I'm very excited to read that. So maybe after reading that, and maybe I'll be encouraged to read Caroline, maybe I can venture near horror, but I don't think that's likely, to be very honest. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should try horror, both of us, sometime.
No.
Okay, my third question is, you always say you don't like reading non-fiction. Why don't you like reading non-fiction?
Because, okay, I'm very sorry. Non-fiction is just extremely boring. To be very honest with you, I have read like what, 4 non-fiction in my entire life, and look, wait, I want to name them because I think there are more than 4. At the top of my head, How to Be a Boss by Singh.
You love that book.
I love that book. I'm going to talk about that. Cinderella's Secret. This is an Arabic book. I don't remember the name of the author, to be very honest. I think it's Heba something. I really don't remember her name, but I will try to list that in the description. Ghost Boy by Martin.
You enjoyed that too?
I enjoyed that too, but I will say why I did. Martin.
I can't remember.
Me neither. Honestly, we both read that book, and I loved it so much. She loved it too, but not as much as I did. And yeah, therefore, and it was this. It was a Christian book. It
Yes.
was also non-fiction. I don't remember.
It was
the name
about
of
Queen
it.
Esther.
No, not that one.
Which one?
The book about Queen Esther is written by Father Daoud. If you live in Egypt and you're Christian, I'm sure you know who it is.
Father Daoud Lamei.
Yeah. And
yes, there's also another book about the women of the Bible.
And look, I enjoyed every one of these books. I don't say I did not enjoy it, but I remember, like, first of all, it took a lot of time for me to finish reading them, and I don't usually take that time reading fiction books. And at a certain point I was reading just so I can finish the book, so I can move on to another book. Not because I didn't like them. I loved every single one of these books, especially How to Be a Boss and Ghost Boy. But these, I love them First of all, Ghost Boy, because it was written in a very fictiony form, in a very fictiony way. So that's why I really enjoyed it. I really felt like I was reading a novel. I was reading, and the author's thoughts aren't, dull to be in, or like they're not giving you like, I don't know what to say, like just reading, reading Cinderella's Secret and the spiritual, that Christian book about women of the Bible. It was just so factual, and it was like reading a textbook, and I absolutely hated that. Like, if I wanted to read a textbook, I would read my textbooks. I was in high school then, and I'm telling you, I didn't read my textbooks. So, you know what I mean? It's just... But How to Be a Boss was really... I love Lily Singh. I love watching her videos, and I really appreciate her path and how she became famous, because she did become famous through YouTube. And I was very hesitant about starting this channel when I read her book, and when I read her book, when I finished reading her book, I was sold. I was really sold on starting this channel. And I don't know, it's just, it was very nice being in her head. It was like watching one of her videos, but of course extremely longer, but it was like watching one of her videos, and I enjoy loving, what did I just say? I enjoy watching her videos so much, and this is why I cannot, I can't stand non-fiction. Sorry. Yeah, so that was that. Do you want to say?
But it makes sense that you read fiction, faster, because it's...
Extremely sorry, the camera disconnected, but yeah, we were saying...
Okay, as I was saying, it's only natural that you read the fiction faster than non-fiction, because it's a story, and you want to know what's going to happen.
Yes,
as opposed to content that might be at some point intellectual. So like you read, you have to digest the ideas. There's no story, so you're not in a rush
but you can get
to find out
I know, but you can get
story.
that from a fictional book. You can really get that. I mean, don't you ever just pause to think about what you just read in a fictional book?
Yes, of course, but it's not as intense as in non-fiction.
That I have to disagree. And honestly, I don't want to be in the middle of reading a book and just thinking, oh my god, I just want to finish this book, I'm so bored. What's the point?
Okay, you're entitled to your likes and your dislikes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask you the same question 10 years from now.
I hope I have the same answer, because honestly, maybe I can solve this problem, me not liking non-fiction books, by reading more than one book at a time. But honestly, I don't think I'm capable of that. I like to focus on one thing. So yeah, that's a discussion for another video, I guess. And also part of the discussion for another video is why I don't DNF books. Do you DNF books?
Sorry, but what is DNF? Do not finish?
Do not finish. Yeah.
Okay, I rarely do not finish books.
Me too. I've only DNF a book, and it was... Yeah, I talked about that in another video. So, what is your take on audiobooks? Do you think you'll ever try audiobooks?
I might, but until now I don't feel so much encouraged to do that. I like reading physical books.
Okay, but I do no, I do encourage you to try audiobooks, because I have the same like fear or like hesitation. But when I read my first audiobook, and it's my only audiobook actually, I was blown away. I was really blown away. So I would encourage you to do that.
Okay, I'll take your advice, and I will.
Do you think you will do another video with me? Videos?
Who knows?
Did you like the experience? Am I a good host?
You're a good host.
Okay, thank God.
Okay, thank you for having me on your channel.
Thank you for coming. So, happy Mother's Day to every mother out there. And I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in another video, but hopefully we will see her in another video. Okay, that's it. Bye.
Okay, bye everybody. It was so nice talking to you. Hope I haven't made you bored. Bye.